In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to make your own Isobel bookshelf. Hi, I'm Marnie. By day, I'm an antique dealer for the past 15 years in France. So if you enjoy thrifting, upcycling, home decor, and DIY, then please subscribe to see all of our upcoming free videos from France. So let's get started. I've made 2 prototypes over the past year. So today I'll be showing you the fastest, easiest, and cheapest method that I've found. So step 1, find yourself a bookshelf similar to the IKEA Hack. I found mine secondhand online for only 20 euros, which is the equivalent of about $20. Step 2 is to sketch out your design on paper. My own design, I wanted a large spot for a very tall vase and smaller spaces and shapes for books, other smaller vases and objects. The next step is to saw out the shelves, which you will not be needing for the design. So I needed to make the big space up on the upper right for my tall vase, so I sawed out that shelf. And then I did the same thing with the bottom left shelf. So here you can see how I sawed off that shelf. It doesn't have to be a perfect cut. You'll be covering it up later, so don't fret about having really smooth edges. So here you go. Here you see both cuts now on the left. There you are. Now we're going to make the arched top. Taking a large piece of cardboard, cut to the dimensions, and then tape it on with very sturdy tape. Don't worry about the color of the tape because we'll be covering this up later. And voila, it's starting to take shape. Next step, have a thin board cut at your local hardware shop. Then nail it to the back of your bookshelf. I hammered in the nails all around the perimeter of the back, as well as down the center to make sure that it was flush against the back. Next step is to cut and tape a cardboard piece to fill the top arch. That way the whole back now is filled. And now the fun begins. We're going to make the shapes. I also wanted thick walls, so I lined them with styrofoam using styrofoam glue, and also began making the shapes with cardboard. So as you can see here, I've almost finished making the first shape using styrofoam and the cardboard arch, and it's starting to take shape. So just also a sidebar here, I'm doing all of this outside because as I cut the styrofoam, I'm making quite the mess, and I found this much easier for the cleanup just to be doing it on gravel. But you can do this inside, just make sure you protect the floor. So just continue going around, filling in with your shapes. Here you can see I've already made a round circle shape in one of the spaces out of cardboard. And to avoid using too much of the expansion foam later on, I decided to cut small pieces of cardboard out and fill in the gaps around that circle shape and then tape them on. Okay, so now we're going to use expansion foam, which is a foam that is used normally for insulation, and it goes on soft, expands, and then hardens. So I filled in all the gaps that were left with this foam. You may need 2 bottles of this, 2 cans, if you have a lot of those gaps. I let it dry, I'd say half a day. So unfortunately, I do not have a video of me using the foam, but I found that holding it upside down while I pressed on it was much easier to maneuver. So now you can see I was using a knife to cut the hardened expansion foam the next day. It took about half a day to dry fully, so you can do this if you've started one morning in the afternoon. I was doing it the next day, and I noticed that some of the foam didn't expand on the top of the arch, as you can see, so I added a few touch-ups inside that arch and then cut it away sharply and flush with the outside. Next, grab a small pot, and we're going to mix 1 part white glue with 1 part of water. This is going to create a primer for all of the cardboard surfaces. We need to prime them so that they remain slightly waterproof for adding on the spackle. Once you've let the cardboard dry for 24 hours, we're ready to spread on the spackle. I used what's known as modulo colle. It's like a tile glue, so you can choose this according to your taste. I like using modulo colle just because it spreads on quite easily and you can spread it on thickly. I use a small spatula, and you just go over the entire surface, covering the tape very well. You may need to go over some areas twice once you've had time in between to let them dry, so that you make sure every little bit is entirely covered. Now here we go. The entire structure, inside and out, has been covered with spackle. Now we're going to just wait for it to dry and give it a light sanding. For my own personal taste, I prefer it to look still a little bit rough, so I just used a sand block with a piece of sandpaper and lightly sanded. If you prefer it more smooth, you can just really work hard at sanding, and that'll be a little bit of a longer step for you, but everybody has their own taste, so make it how you prefer it. So wow, this is exciting. This is the finished product, all ready to be styled, and here we go. You can see how I styled it. I put a little olive tree in one of the nooks, some vases that I had made, a champagne bucket, a nice little jar down below, some books that I love, that tall vase I was talking about as well, and down below some special wine that I had been saving. So excited. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so excited to share it with you, and I would love to hear your comments on how you were able to make your own, and contact us if you have any questions about the project. If you'd like to have any more details, that's great. I would love to provide any more explanations that are needed. And please subscribe to our channel so you can see more of our projects coming up soon. Bye for now.